Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bubble Talk. Sorry for the late start. We have technical difficulties sometimes, and that's the beauty of going live. We're real, we're organic. Hey, life happens, and you let it roll off your back and move forward. Just want to say hi to everyone. Welcome to Bubble Talk episode 11. I'm your host, Toni Rodriguez, and today we have an incredible show for you. But before I start and introduce my amazing guest, I'd like to thank my two sponsors. First, definitely my newest, First Primary Care. Thank you so much for sponsoring Bubble Talk and believing in my mission of being fit and living a healthier and more positive life. Um, First Primary Care is affordable healthcare at its optimum. You guys, listen, I pay $99 a month. I joined. I'm not just a spokesperson. I joined. And you can pay as low as $75 a month, depending on your age. But I'm kind of the second phaser, so I got to pay 99. But that's okay. That's still much better than most of your high insurance premiums, right? So thank you, First Primary Care. My second sponsor is this beautiful purple backdrop I have behind me, Planet Beach Kingwood. Thank you so much, Planet Beach Kingwood. Tracy Meath for allowing me to shoot my show here every single Thursday. So without further ado, you guys, the moment you've been waiting for, Mr. Kyle Greene, motivational speaker, author, incredible. Here he is. Let me introduce to you from Columbia, South Carolina. Boom. And the magic happens. Welcome to the show, Kyle. How are you?
I am awesome, Toni. Thank you for having me on Bubble Talk, episode 11. I'm excited to be here.
I mean, you're up there with the first of this journey, this prolific journey in my life. I am just beyond words right now. When people find out who you are, when people find out where you came from, when people find out about Kyle Greene, it's about to be life-changing, because I still remember vividly our first conversation.
Yes. Yeah.
So without further ado, would you please let people know who Kyle Greene is?
Well, sure. So Kyle Greene, man, I was born and raised in a small country town in South Carolina. My grandmother actually raised me. My mom was on drugs my entire life. My grandmother had 18 kids through 2 marriages. I got 11 uncles, 7 aunts. And my grandmother raised me and my sister. My mom, her baby girl, kind of chose a life of drugs. My dad was a good man, but my dad lived in the next town over, so I never really had the luxury of having my father in the home. He was a good man. Like, if I needed $100 for football registration, he would cut the check. But, I never just went outside and shoot hoops or catch pass patterns and then went in the house and, had dinner with my dad at the table. So my grandmother raised me, and my grandmother lived on a fixed income. She didn't really have a whole lot. But one thing that she really had a lot of was of love. And so my grandmother gave me something that I try to give to the entire world. She gave me love. And she not just gave it to me, but she showed it to me. And she showed me what it meant to love somebody unconditionally. And so when I go out and I speak to thousands of people, whether I speak at schools, to students, or to educators, or to even companies, I spread a message of love, hope, and purpose. Everybody's life has a purpose. Everybody need to spread love. We live in a world that's filled and riddled with so much hate. Love can really change a multitude of things. My mentor, Reverend Senator Clemente Pinckney, was murdered in his church in Charleston, South Carolina, out of hate. Dylan Roof killed somebody who saw something in me that I didn't even see within my own self. And so even when Reverend Clemente Pinckney lost his life, I still decided that I was going to spread love, and hope, and peace and purpose all across the world. So
You're a light. You're a light, Kyle Greene. You know that. You know that. I mean, just you're speaking right now to my kind. Yeah. You're speaking to people struggling single moms, working moms. You're speaking to those of us who didn't grow up with a silver spoon in our mouths and had to work for every penny that we've earned. I mean, you're speaking to the millions and the masses, and you are a light, an incredible light. I feel gifted and blessed to have you on my show. So keep going. I just had to interject because I just
I'm honored to be here, man. So you know, and it's crazy like how my journey from where I was to where I am is it's crazy because I used to always wonder. I would go to my friend's house and I would see their parents and they lived in a nice house and they ate like I would go there and we would have like steak and stuff like that and I'd be like, man, I didn't know people really ate like this because even though my grandmother did a little with a lot and she stretched and made things happen for us. I really didn't know that I was poor. Like I grew up not even knowing that I was poor. I had a first cousin, and we would change clothes. Like she would wear an outfit on Wednesday, I would wear it on Friday, and it was just because we didn't have a whole lot. So everything that I am, everything that I aspire for my kids and for people to get, I show them like you can get it out the mud. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what
Amen.
life like you can be the best you in your future.
I love it. I love it. And so tell people how you became the infamous Kyle Greene. What was the one life-changing experience that gained you the notoriety that propelled you into the next level? Like what happened?
And see, I'm glad you asked that because we all have that one moment in our life where if we just grab a hold to that moment, it can become our movement. So don't just live in your moment and you miss your movement. So with me, um, uh, Trayvon Martin. He was murdered in Sanford, Florida. I've never been to Sanford, Florida. I've never met Trayvon Martin a day in my life. It was before, you know, all of the killings kind of happened. Trayvon Martin was really like the first that captured the imagination of social media. And so I was like, yo, what do y'all think about doing a rally for Trayvon Martin? Again, I've never met him before. I never met his parents. And so I put it out there on social media just to say that I was doing something. But it's
And
so
you
crazy.
thought that movement, you thought to put this together felt right for you.
Right, because see, I had a son, and my son was 7 at the time, and my son was like, "Dad, I can't wear my hoodie anymore that we bought him from Old Navy." He said because I might get killed like Trayvon Martin, and I was like, "Son, we don't think like that. Like that's not a good mindset to have." And see, I'm really big on mindset growth. So I did this rally. I put it out there late one Wednesday night. I said, "Hey, what do y'all think about doing a rally for Trayvon Martin?" Enter. I woke up the next morning, everybody was sharing it, liking it, commenting, saying, "Hey, Kyle, I'll help you with this, I'll help you with that." And see, it's crazy. Sometimes when you put something out in an atmosphere, like God will hold you accountable for it. And I'm not really
Amen.
big, like spiritually, like I go to church and I understand that because of Him, I am who I am. And you know, I only shine because of his light. Like I get all that. But God will hold you accountable when you put something out there. So I put it out there. And next thing you know, like he was like, "Yo, Kyle, well, I'm gonna hold you accountable to that quote, to that post you put out." And the event went viral in 2 days. I called it the 1,000 Hoodie March in honor of Trayvon Martin. Saturday, we get to Finley Park. The event went viral. Thousands of people showed up to the park. They was like, "Who put this rally together?" And I was like, "I did." They was like, "Well, you got to speak to the people." I was like, "No, no, no. I don't want to speak. Like, I'm not a speaker. Like, I talk to all these people." But then I kind of stood up there, very nervous, shy, because I've never done anything like that before. And I was like, you know what? Like I discovered what my purpose was in that moment. And oftentimes we have defining moments that help us reveal what our true purpose is in life. Like I used to manage an artist, a hip hop artist. I thought that I was gonna be the next Puff Daddy. I thought I was gonna be the next Jason Jeter, who is T.I. manager. I thought I was gonna be Drake before there was a Drake. But God said, you know, not that, and you got a different purpose on your life. And some of your viewers watching this, man, you may have a different purpose that may not be the purpose that you thought, but it may be the purpose that the world actually needs. And oftentimes, man, we think we're supposed to live our purpose, and it's not really our purpose that we live in. It's the purpose that we were created in this moment in time because we all were put on this earth to accomplish something in this moment.
Amen.
A to the men.
Intimate. Wow. And so now, all this time later, Kyle, your life is changing. You're evolving into this person that maybe 10 years ago you didn't think you would be.
No, not at all.
And you are now this incredible, not that you were an incredible human being, we're
Right.
all incredible in our own right, but now you have a driven purpose.
Exactly.
Now you see the light at the end of the tunnel that we all seek to achieve. We all seek to be driven by some. I mean, I remember being in my 20s and 30s and wondering, like, what am I supposed to be doing?
Hold
I
on,
like this,
you're
I
not
like that.
you're not in your 20s and
Oh,
30s?
stop. Now you know that. But I can honestly say that at age 50 and seeing 51 in a week or two, I am more driven and more focused than I have ever been I have seen the light.
Right.
I understand my purpose. And I pray that everyone out there at some point in their life finds what drives them, finds their purpose, because to live a driven life, it's like if you're like an adrenaline junkie, it's like a roller coaster ride every single day. And I love it.
I know.
I love it.
And I tell people all the time, man, I wake up every single morning knowing that I'm going to impact somebody's life. And I don't care what it is that I do. I can go to McDonald's, right? And I can see an older car behind me, and they'll have like 3 kids in there. And I'll say, I'm going to pay for the meal for the person behind me. And they'll be like, that's $14. I was like, yeah, I'm going to pay for it. And
Oh
then
my gosh.
the lights flashing, telling them like thank you. And I don't do it like for like the likes, and I don't do it for the recognition. I just know it because I know what it felt like when I didn't have. I know what it felt like when I would have to walk down my dirt road when I was 8, 9, 10 years old to catch a ride to football practice that was 30 minutes in the town, like with my helmet looking all like lost and hopeless, hoping somebody was pick me up to take me to practice. Like I know what it felt like to not have. So I always wake up every morning because I know what my purpose is, knowing that I'm going to impact somebody's life.
Somebody. Yes, for sure, for sure. So I'm looking at the screen, Kyle. If you could scoot back just a little bit so they can see. There you go. So they can see your full face. Because I know later on, I know my girls and my peeps, I'd be like, he's so cute, but he needs to scoot back because I couldn't see his full face. So there we go for all my girls out there. Kyle Greene, you can see him completely now.
All right.
But so let's go back to your book. So you are an author.
Yes. Yes.
What inspired you? Tell us about your first book. And you recently told me you just finished writing your second book. That's incredible. Congratulations. Yeah. Incredible.
So anybody that's listening, man, let me just say this real quick. Everybody life has a story. Like everybody has a story. And you can take your story and you can take the things that you're really good at. If you're a stay-at-home mom and you're really good being a stay-at-home mom, write a book about what it means to be a stay-at-home mom and help somebody else who don't know what it takes to be a stay-at-home mom. And so I wrote my first book, man. It's called The Mentality Changer, a journey to help change how you once thought about you. And see, I wrote that book because I believe that before you can change anything in life, whether it's your career, whether it's your marriage, whether it's losing weight, whether it's you're not really a good basketball player, whatever it is, before you change anything, you got to first change your mindset. And once you change your mindset, you can then change your life. And then once you change your life, you can then change other people around you life. So I wrote that book, The Mentality Changer, man. It's a book that I wrote for people, young, old, white, black, rich, poor, whether you're in corporate America, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, anybody who needs to like change their mindset and to be like inspired or to be motivated or to be challenged. I wrote that book for that person in mind. And then that book is like a self-help book. So I'll like write something, right? And then I'll ask you questions at the end to make you self-reflect on what you wrote.
I love that. So it's kind of a self-reflective ending there at the end.
Right. So real quick, like on Journey 7, I call them journeys, not chapters, because I want it to be different. So it's called Haters Sit Courtside. And I said, not everybody sitting courtside is really on your side.
Amen. Preach it.
Don't you think for a second that all of your friends are really your true friends? Don't you think for a second that every family member who says that they want to see you make it, mean it? Don't you think for a second that people in your church aren't praying for your downfall instead of your rise up? Because oftentimes, man, we think that just because people are cheering for us, they want to see us win. Some people that's cheering for you in your life whether it's your friends or your family member, they hoping that you fail so they can then laugh and say, oh, see, I know you wasn't going to make it. I know you wasn't going to write your book. I know you wasn't going to start your own business. They want to see you fail. And then when you succeed, they start hating on you because at one point you was at the same level. Then you got here and they still stuck there. So then now they think, oh, you think you better than me. Yeah, I am better than you because I wanted something more out of life. I wanted something more out of my family life. And that's what it's all about.
It's just motivating people either through your actions and, well, period. Motivating people through your actions. It's not like this is a platform that I choose to create to give opportunity to those who are my friends and my family who I care about in my sphere of influence that I see need direction and
Right.
need a platform in which they can learn. And this is about learning. Every day we learn something about how to improve our lives. And
Exactly.
if it means meeting Kyle Greene and hearing about his book and hearing about how he's inspired to maybe just ignite the switch, to flip the switch for you, then I've succeeded.
Because Toni, check this out, right? Most people don't know. Like when people see my book, they be like, man, who published it? I self-published my own book. Like I didn't wait on Barnes and
You're
Noble.
going to make me write a book, aren't you, Kyle Greene?
Right. Or I'm gonna get somebody in the audience to write a book. Like I'm gonna get somebody gonna write a book because I'm gonna give you the secret. It's a platform. It's a website called Create Space. It's a free platform. They give you your ISBN number. Well, you got to pay for it, but they show you how to write your own book. You can become your own self-publishing company. So I wrote my own book. So Create Space charges me $3.15 to print one book out, right? I charge $15, so I make an $11.85 profit. Just how companies look at making profits when they get it at wholesale and they charge retail, I did the same thing. So instead of like using somebody else, I use my own.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Can we say hi for a moment? Take a quick break and say hi to all these amazing people who are watching. Gina Bumpus, Toni Rodriguez, you can definitely write a book. She's about to be a guest on my show. She is an incredible individual and she's written a book. So I would love for Gina and Kyle to be in the same room. That'd be quite a match. I mean, you guys are made of the same cloth. So inspirational. Wow. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate you tuning in and commenting. I really do. Sorrel says hello. Mariley, how are you? My sister Marissa, my mom, Mary Helen Martinez says, thank you for being a light to others, Kyle.
Oh,
Gina Bumpus says, yes, love, hope, and peace and purpose. Love it, Kyle. Randall Chestnut says, wow, things look great. Digna Caruso, you look beautiful. Thank you, Digna. I appreciate it so much. So I just want people to know that when they tune in to watch, that we're just not looking for your number. We're not looking for you just to view us. We're actually wanting you to come in, to make comments, to relate. And if there's anything that Kyle Greene or Toni Rodriguez can do for you, you are welcome to friend us on Facebook. You can follow my Stretch Your Lifestyle page, my Bubble Talk page. And if we can help you, enlighten you, inspire you, motivate you to become a better you, that's truly, I know, my purpose. And I know that's Kyle's purpose. He
right.
is an incredible motivational speaker. You know, I asked Kyle on a preliminary conversation on the phone where he saw himself in 5 years. And do you want to let the audience know what your response back to me was?
Yeah, I said, man, I want to be an international speaker. Like I want to travel, not just nationally in the States. I want to travel to China. I want to go to Africa. I want to go to other continents, and I want to be a international speaker that inspire lives all over the world. And I want to be a New York Times bestseller. Like that's my ultimate goal, my ultimate dreams. And like I told you, if your dreams don't make you nervous, or if your dreams and your goals don't
Don't
make you
make you
scared,
crazy.
right? Then like you dreaming too small, man. You should dream the biggest dreams because guess what? Even if you come up short, even if I don't become a New York Times bestseller, and say to become one, you got to sell 1 million books. But if I sold 500,000 books, look how many lives I touched. Look how many people I inspired selling just 500,000 books. So I'm dreaming a big dream. Like
Absolutely.
I want to talk in front of millions of people.
Yes, and I will introduce you. I want to introduce people like you, Kyle. That's my dream. You know, I'm living my dream. I'm in my dream at this moment. My dream is always to have a spoken word that inspired people, to give them hope and inspiration and motivation, and to do whatever it is they want to do. If it's you've been always your dream to own a food truck and start your own business, do it. If it's always been your dream to have your own podcast and YouTube show about sneakers, you should do it. Like,
Right.
quit talking. So much noise. Everybody, you go to any dinner table, any networking event, and people always come to me. You know, I've often thought of XYZ or ABC,
Right.
and I'm looking at these people saying, what holds you back? What if you and you know in our title, and I guess we should talk about it for a second. 3 things to easily change you immediately. What would those 3 things be, Kyle? How could we motivate people in all your experiences of motivational speaking throughout the schools and to different forums? What would you say are the 3 things that could help people be motivated immediately?
I think one definitely is getting people to know that their life has a purpose. Oftentimes people go through life, they go through life just like that hamster in a cage. It's always moving, but it's going nowhere. But if that hamster was to ever get out of that evolving thing that
The
it's in,
wheel, the wheel,
right?
yeah, the wheel. Uh-huh.
Like it'll go somewhere. So get people to understand that their life has a purpose and that they're here for a reason. Once you understand that, then you can start looking at life differently. So once you figure out that your life has a purpose, 2, then you need to understand that you have to put some type of action behind that purpose. Like my dream to become an international speaker and a New York Times bestseller, it won't just happen if I never wrote a book, right? Like I can't just have that dream if I did nothing.
Sure.
So you have
Sure.
to put actions behind plans, actions behind ideas, because if not, it'll just be a hobby. And if you want to just have a hobby your entire life, then that's cool too. But the people who make things happen in the world is the people who have actions behind their plans. And then lastly, number 3 is um, do it out of place of love. Like people do stuff out of place of hate. They do stuff out of place of greed. They do stuff out of place of I'm just doing this because I'm jealous that somebody else is doing it.
Oh, they're
So
doing, yeah. They're not driven for the right reasons.
right. So do it out of love. Everything that I do, man, everything, whether it's a book, whether I'm speaking at a school, like I do it out of love because I genuinely want to impact somebody like life. So understand that your life has a purpose. Put action behind your plans and your purpose, and then do it out of love, man. And once you do it out of those 3 places, then like money does not become a option. You're doing it because you understand that your impact. So once you always realize what your impact is and why you're doing it, the money will come.
Sure. And do you believe that there's ever like a specific time frame? Do you ever believe like I'm waiting for the right time?
You'll be waiting your entire life if you wait for a specific time.
I was hoping you would say that.
You would wait for your somebody. I was talking to this girl. She is 20, and she said, "I want to start my own business and help. I want to help elderly people." And I said, "When you gonna get started?" She said, "Well, I got student debt at a previous school, so I can't go to school right now." I was like, "Maybe you can get a certification. Like if you wait until that debt get paid off, that
Sure.
debt might never get paid off, but you can be doing something else to get to your end goal." Oftentimes, man, we wait on other people. We wait on the right. When is the right situation?
Never.
Right.
Never. It's never. You know, I would love if my mom's still watching, Mary Helen Martinez, and I'm not saying this because she's my mom and she's the most amazing human being I've ever met on the planet, but her stories, and if you go back and look on my YouTube channel on Mother's Day when I interviewed my mom, it was profoundly moving for me. And she's my mother. Like
Wow.
her stories and her background and where she came from. And my grandmother was an undocumented worker. And I mean, just you know, how poor they were and where they went from nothing to something
Right.
because of just many factors. And I don't want to give away too much because I really want you to go watch on the YouTube channel. But if my mom at 77 years old could write a book and tell you the stories and tell you where she came from, those are the true stories that inspire me. And that's why I'm as resilient as I am at 50, about to be 51. I own it. I own it. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. I've been down the rocky roads. I mean, you know, I learned. I
Right.
learned, and I was smart and didn't keep repeating my mistakes. See, that's the
Right.
problem. A lot of people, they learn, but they turn the other cheek and decide that I'm going to try it again and maybe be successful. Well, that's a mistake.
Right.
Once it's called a mistake, that is truly the origin of where the new direction should come from.
And
It's really owning that and understanding, you know, I made a mistake.
right.
It
I
takes
had
maturity to understand that.
I had a daughter when I was 16 in the 10th grade. I thought that was the biggest mistake in my life. 16 years old in the 10th grade, her mom came to me and said, "Kyle, I'm pregnant." When I was 15, I was like, "Not by me." She was like, "Yes, Kyle, I am pregnant by you." Like, I thought
Wow.
that was the biggest mistake that I ever made. But I tell people often, like, just because you make a mistake, it doesn't mean that you are a mistake. And just because you fail in life, it doesn't mean that you're a failure. And even sometimes in life, you take losses. It doesn't mean that you're a loser. What's important about making mistakes and failing and taking losses is how you get yourself up, how you brush your shoulders off, and how you live to fight another day. And I've been fighting my entire life. And it sounds like you're a fighter too.
I fight. Let me tell you, you heard me fighting. I was fighting right when we got on because I was fighting with this computer and fighting with technology. You know, 8.5 months ago, I didn't even understand what social media was.
Right,
I had a Facebook account that was 4 years old that an ex-boyfriend set up for me. Like, I didn't know. When I say Jack about Jack, I'm telling you, and here I am, 8.5 months later, 13,000 views per episode of Bubble Talk. People are paying me to be their brand ambassador. I get paid per episode of this show
that's
that
awesome.
I love to do
That's awesome.
because I had a vision and because I have a great support team who said, you know what, we are tired of you talk, 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 talk. And now it's time for you to do, 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 do. And it was just one day. It was not like I was graveling at the bottom of life. I had a job.
Right,
I was making money. I was working, but I was working for someone and my life didn't feel fulfilled. It
right,
felt like work. I was coming home making somebody a whole lot of money
right.
and coming home living paycheck to paycheck, worried about how I was going to keep my lights on for my children. And I
Yeah,
said, why, if I'm beating myself down to the bone, I could not work another hour if I tried. Why am I so broke? Why
man.
am I still hungry? Why does my head hurt? Why am I tired? Because my direction, like you said, was not driven with out of love and out of passion and out of purpose. And that's where I'm at right now. And the money's coming. God is just like, you know, I'm not saying it's raining bills, but I'm saying I'm good right now. And it's
Right.
only going to keep getting better because I am staying true to my purpose,
That's
true
good.
to my vision, true to who I am and to what truly matters in my life, which, like you know, Kyle, is your journey. You know your calling now, and now you got to go.
You're right.
You got to go. You got to do you, and you've got a lot of people behind you who are just hopeful that you keep passionate about what drives you
Yeah.
because you're driving them. And you don't realize that. I mean, there's moments where I just want to quit. I can't do this. I can't handle 5 jobs. I can't handle being a real estate agent, teaching dance, teaching online videos, inspiring people, my 5 social media platforms, raising a child, single mom. I mean, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
how do I do it? You know what? I do it because of him. And I do it because I've realized my purpose. And if one of those 3 things that Kyle mentioned earlier does not light the light bulb, what is your purpose? Not your purpose for your children, not your purpose for your spouse or your significant. What
Right.
is
You
your Kyle Greene, your Toni Rodriguez? What is your purpose?
right.
And that's what discovering that purpose is is essential to you living a driven life, a positive driven life. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there like, yeah, so he was lucky, you're lucky. It's not about luck.
At all. At all.
This is not about luck.
At all. Like, not lucky at all. Like, I had to get it out of the mud. Like, pull myself up by the bootstraps. Like, saw people living a life, and I was like, man, what are they doing different that I'm not doing? Oh, that's what they doing? They reading books? Okay, I can read some books. Or they wrote a book? Okay, I can write a book. Or they paid for a professional speaking academy so they could get good at speaking. Oh, I can scrape up some money.
Can you talk about that for a second?
Which one?
About you going to an academy to talk about public speaking.
Yeah, so when I did the Trayvon Martin rally, right, and I was speaking, I was like, "Hey, thank you for having me." It's like, "We can't hear you." I was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to speak with them." I wasn't really good at.
That's crazy.
I went to.
And didn't people want to interview you and everything after that?
Yes, yeah, of course, because they was like, "How did you bring 3,500 people together at Finley Park?" I brought white people, Black people, young people, old people. I brought people from corporate America. I worked at Blue Cross Blue Shield in their IT department. I was a manager of a big time independent artist. So I had the hip hop artists. I had corporate America. Everybody under a big rainbow, and it was all because of me. And so, yeah, how did you do this? And so I went through my mentor. I found this guy. His name was Manny Scott. My wife, she was at church. She was like, "Yo, you need to hear this guy, this speaker." Went to the church, heard him speak. I went up to him afterwards. I said, "You're going to be my mentor." He was looking at me like, "Yeah, okay, get out of my." He started his professional speaking academy like 5 months later. I was the first person to sign up. I was the first person to graduate from it. 52 weeks. It was like $1,000. You could have paid $1,000 outright, or you could have paid $19.99 a week or a month. I forgot what it was. I was like, I spent $20 a week or a month on foolishness. I can spend it on myself to make myself better. So I made that commitment. I made that sacrifice. And now I'm here, one of the most sought after youth motivational speakers in the whole Southeast. I'm just waiting for the world to catch up.
Yeah. And you know what? He's got a great video. I didn't put it. I put the is it on your kylegreene.com website? Okay. So on our description of the show, once we end the show, you will see his link. www.kylegreene.com. You need to go check out his video. You guys listen, if you're in the capacity, if you're in a place where you're able to hire a great speaker, you need to hire Kyle Greene, especially for those who are wanting to be motivated, inspired youth. I'm not saying just troubled teens and youth. I'm talking about, he inspired me, a 50-year-old, single mom teaching dance in the Woodlands, Texas. And now I'm like an entrepreneur with 3 to 4 different businesses going on at the same time, a realtor, a dance director at Dance Vault. Hi, you guys at Dance Vault. I mean, you know why? People ask me, why do you do so many things? I said, because I can.
Right.
Because I can, because I don't believe in stifling my life and doing just one thing. I think that we are a multitude. I think we're capable of a multitude. I just think our culture has our mindset believing that we can only carry one plate or one cross. I bear many crosses. I carry much weight for many people because I can. And that's my choice. I make that choice every day to carry those crosses and carry those journeys because I can, because I am going to build my empire. I'm building it right now as we speak. I sell my videos online while I'm sleeping. I wake up and people buy my videos all over the world. It's $20. $20, and you and I both know we go out to eat with our family. My son can eat $20 at McDonald's.
Mine too.
So I'm just saying, if you want to invest in yourself, invest $20 in 14 videos, 10 of which are about self-confidence. I'm going to send you the link, Kyle, just for being my guest. It's my gift to my guest. But I want you to check them out. These are 10 videos about self-confidence plus 14 videos, 14 different stretches that you can do alone with your significant other. Couple stretching is really big now. You can do it at night in your hotel room. You can do it in the morning when you wake up, when you pray, when you have your coffee. I mean, $20 for the rest of your life. I mean, that's like, and I'm not here to sell you guys things. I'm just telling you, I put all my 35 years of teaching experience. It had to amount to something.
Right.
teaching young girls how to be champions, teaching my own boys how to go out there and find their own road to drive on. Like, you're not going to drive on my road.
Right.
You're going to create your own road.
Right.
And creating your own road is not easy, people. And if it was, everybody be rich. Everybody be successful. The key is to find the road and get through those bumps and get through those holes and stay focused, because you will, at the end, you will reach your destination. I believe that wholeheartedly.
I love it. I love it.
Kyle, let's close it out. If there was one little golden nugget of information that you want my Bubble Talk viewers to hear or to know about Kyle Greene, from Kyle Greene, what would that be?
And it's this: success in your life doesn't just happen. Every morning you wake up, you're given another opportunity to make it happen. Success is simply a mindset. And those who think that they can become successful, many times do. While those who think that they can't, many times don't. How are you thinking right now in your life? Right now, sitting on your couch, wherever you are, how are you thinking? How do you view your current situation? Is it success or is it a failure? Like, you control that. You control your life outcome. And your success is not predicated on those around you. You own your success. And if you don't like what's reflecting back at you, if you don't like how your success looks right now, only you can change it. Not your mother, not your brother, not your sister or your cousin, but only you have the ability to change it. So believe in your greatness. Believe in that greatness that lives within each and every one of us. And that greatness, you can only discover it once you drill deep down inside. Don't just settle with average. Don't just settle with good. Break up with average. Divorce good.
Ooh, did you say break up with average? I need a shirt that says that. I got a couple of girlfriends that I need to call them right now and be like, break up with average.
Break up with average, divorce good, and marry your greatness.
Marry your greatness. Boy, you're like a walking marketing machine. You need to print those shirts. You need to copyright and print that. Marry, wow, your greatness.
Yeah.
Amen. 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 Okay, so listen, when can we purchase or expect that second book, and what's the title and where can we find it?
The second book is titled The Teacher in You. I wrote a book for educators, for teachers. That's a large segment of the population. 80% of women are teachers. I wrote a book really to help inspire and motivate teachers, because some of them get so discouraged. They are asked and required to do so much, and sometimes they get paid so little.
Right.
They can make such an impact. Remember, somebody taught Barack Obama. Teachers have a important
place in society. I mean, they're raising our children.
Yeah.
I mean, they really are. Educators do not get enough credit. I love me some educators. I love me my teachers. Like, I've had some incredible people inspire me in my life, and without them, I would never have been inspired to read and write. My mom was an English literature major, and we didn't get to watch TV because she wanted us to read encyclopedias. Wow. So I'm all about educating and teaching people to be the best they can be. Our educators are not noticed and not given enough credit for what they do, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So we can buy it on Amazon, or?
Yeah, yes. And so what I want to do for like one lucky viewer, and I'm gonna send you a book. So I have 2 books, autographed copy. I'm gonna send you one. Somehow.
Because I'm a cheerleader now. I'm gonna be following Kyle Greene everywhere he goes and be like, that's that crazy Toni Rodriguez from Woodlands, Texas.
I'm gonna send you a book, so make sure you inbox me your address, and then we somehow another pick a viewer. I don't care, whoever says me first, raise their hand. I'm gonna send a draft copy of my book as well.
Thank you. You hear that, you guys? So we are going to pick a viewer who viewed today. Make a comment for us. Let us know how Kyle Greene or Toni Rodriguez inspired you from episode 11 today of Bubble Talk. And we will choose and announce that on our Bubble Talk page who has won an autographed copy of The Mentality Changer, Kyle Greene's very first book. He just finished his second. So we're looking forward to that book coming out in the fall, right, Kyle? The
Yep.
fall. You've inspired me so much. Before we leave, I want viewers to know that I am just completely adamant about all you working moms out there, all you real estate agents, dance teachers. If you're a 1099 employee, you're like me, where we are just done and over with those high, costly insurance premiums. And I'm not saying this just because I am now their spokesperson and brand ambassador. I'm saying that I did not want to put my name or associate my name with a company that I did not truly believe in. And I believe in first primary care. It's affordable health care without the insurance companies. It is $99 a month for me. And I'm about being healthy and preventative health screening. I'm not one about when you're on your deathbed, then you finally go, because that's how I usually go, because I don't want to pay the copay and I'm just dying. I'm talking about getting your health care screening free every year, once a year. Get your blood work done, get your well woman checked, get yourself checked out. If not for yourself, for your children and for your family, to stay on top of your health. Find out what's going on as we age. You know, our bodies change, things change. Stay on top of those things, because preventative health care is good health care. We don't need you when you've been having that lump for 6 months or a year and you haven't checked that out. We don't need you when that doctor comes in with that diagnosis that you have cancer that could have been prevented had you checked yourself earlier with preventive screening. So that's my call. That's my hope, is that through First Primary Care, there's a link in the description. If you want to just check it out and see if First Primary Care is something for you. If you want to private message me because you have questions, please do. I'm here for you guys. Listen, Kyle, I know you had to hear that. My host spiel, Planet Beach, Kingwood, Tracy Mead, thank you again for always allowing me to be in this beautiful facility. I feel blessed. I feel humbled. I feel sometimes like I'm not worthy, but I'm definitely the voice for whatever it is that is your calling. Kyle Greene, I wish you just endless success. I hope that you are going to, well, I'm not going to say hope. I hope I get the invitation when you are your New York bestseller. I hope you remember those of us who were there at the beginning at book 1 and book 2.
Definitely.
And keep us in mind down here in Texas. If you're ever in the Houston Woodlands area, you know my home is your home now. My family would be welcoming with open arms to your family. You are always welcome in our home. Thank you, Kyle Greene. Much success to your calling and to your journey. Thank you for everyone out there who watched Bubble Talk today. We appreciate all of your views. Any comments that you have, we will be giving you a link also to have a free spa service here at Planet Beach, Kingwood. Okay, you guys, I think we're going to call it a day. You can find me on Instagram, Toni_Rodriguez1, my YouTube channel, and join my Facebook group, Stretch Your Lifestyle, so you can follow my daily stretches and health tips. I think that's it. Kyle, anything else?
That's it. Enjoyed it.
We're going to say bye to you guys. Peace.
Peace.